Karma, or singularly karman, translates to action in Sanskrit. Karma is the measurement of one's past life, current, and future. Karma is helpful in determining one's rebirth for the next realm, whether they will stay in their current, if they will go to a lower 3 realms, such as hungry ghosts, or one of the upper 3 realms, such as devas or gods. Today, I will be asking people what is their definition of karma, and if they believe that if the U.S. government has any past actions that could be causing karmic reactions currently. With Jamie, and I'm going to be asking her a couple of questions. Okay, so Jamie, what is your definition of karma?
It's when you do something and it kind of just comes back. So, I mean, typically I feel like people think of it in like a bad way, but it can be good karma as well. So, like, if you help people, something's gonna come around, someone else will help you. Or if you are like doing something that will harm someone, it's gonna come back around to you.
Okay. And so my next question for you is, can you think of a situation or past event that our US government initiated that could have either a positive or negative result, like karmic result, on our current state in the US government?
Give me a second to think on this one because now all the answers are going through my head. Which one should I pick is the real question. Oh gosh. Well,
If you would like, you can do a good and bad example.
good example. That's funny. Let's see. One bad one would definitely be the tariffs. In that with the current president Trump imposing all of these tariffs, it's gonna increase our grocery prices, and he seems to not understand that or think that other people understands that, and so it's gonna immediately come back and bite everyone in the ass. And then it's also causing other countries to impose tariffs on us, which is just going to affect things even more. Because even though we don't export goods as much, we still do. Like, that's still going to affect things.
So, do you think that there's any past event that in like US history has caused that what could be classified as bad karma?
Everything. I mean, the whole entire fucking country was founded on colonialism and in slavery. Like, the US has all sorts of bad stuff that it's been like built on. Like, I mean, it was a bunch of people who just showed up, started taking land, brought over other people who didn't want to come here and forced them to work for them for centuries before like that even got abolished. And even then it took even longer for people to actually have even remotely close to similar rights, and they still don't have similar rights. Like, nothing, the US has not done much good.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Today I'm here with Maddie, and I'm just going to ask her a couple questions. So, Maddie, what is karma to you?
I think karma is when something comes back and like hurts you because you purposely did something to someone else without having any repercussions or consequences right after it happening. So karma kind of comes back later in life
Okay.
and kind of gets you. You know what I mean?
And then the next question for you is, do you think that the U.S. government has had any good or bad karma? What's in a specific event to that you can think of that would lead to either the good or bad karmic reaction to our current U.S. government?
I think we have both good and bad karma. I mean, good karma is we are getting back our economy that needs to be restored, but with bad karma, it's kind of like politicians take back their word on what they actually say, so it's kind of hard for the people to really feel as if there's something going forward with it. So I feel like them taking back their word on what they've said that they're going to do, or they change what they did, plays karma into it because it could come back and get them, because the way you could lose an election can depend on one thing.
Do you think there's a specific event in our past that had those effects and that are happening now?
Overturning like Roe versus Wade, stuff like that, like overturning bills that people actually needed and wanted to have, and then that's basically all I got, because it's like just them overturning laws and that should have stayed, and then them putting in laws that maybe shouldn't have even been talked about.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right, today I'm here with Charles and I'm going to be asking him a couple of questions. So, Charles, what is your definition of karma?
Uh, my definition of karma would be a list of good and bad things that you do that influence good or bad things that happen to you.
Okay. So, the second question for you is what is a past like historic event that the US government has been a part of that could cause karmic reactions to our current US government situation?
Stealing land from Native Americans.
Yeah. What karmic reaction do you think that has to our current government?
Well, doesn't have to be a 1-to-1 ratio. Like there would be a bunch of bad things that everyone involved could do and everyone could be doing, but there's also a bunch of good that could be done and that influences the rest of things. So I don't think there's ever one thing that influences your karma enough that other things are directly correlational to the one thing that happened. It's to some degree a makeup of everything you've done.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Today I'm here with Jay and I'm going to ask her a few questions. So, Jay,
Yeah.
what is your definition of karma?
Karma, more like you do something really bad
Mm-hmm.
and then it's gonna come back at you
Okay.
one way or another from any kind of form.
Okay. And with that, can you think of anything in like the past of US history that could have like karmic reaction to our current US government?
Will probably be all the global warming everybody done, like
Mm-hmm.
just the huge companies that became on a rise
Mm-hmm.
nowadays. You could already see global warming taking effect.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Today I'm here with Dylan and I'm going to ask him a couple questions. So, Dylan, what is your definition of karma?
My definition of karma would be like, if you do something with ill intent, eventually you're gonna have some sort of payback, or you're gonna have to pay off your debt. It's like a monetary system in a way. Like, you only have so much money, but if you like do something bad, you spend a bunch of money, and depends on the variability of how bad it is. And then if you do something good, you know, it's like working. It's like you make money.
Okay.
So
And my second question for you is, do you think that any past actions that like the U.S. government has been a part of has any karmic reaction on our current U.S. government?
I mean, yeah, I would say historically the U.S. government isn't been the most positive force throughout the world.
Can you like name a specific event?
Yeah, I guess like the Japanese internment camps
Okay.
during World War II, or um,
How do you
some of
think
the
that has like what event now or just current power in our US government could have been the karmic reaction of that event?
I mean, I feel like I can name a bunch of things like the U.S. homeless population, or the U.S. poverty rate, or the lack of access to a lot of essential things like healthcare, or just things you need, or shelter.
Yeah,
Or
especially like the lack of healthcare for
yeah.
homeless people. Definitely, I can see that. Well, thank you so much for answering my questions.